session we will discuss about the work content concept. What is the work content, and why means we need to identify the work content, and how it is means useful, this particular terminology. So when I talk about the work content means the amount of work content in each step or each product or job process measured in man hour and machine hour. Okay, so means work content means the amount of work content in each product or job. Okay, and process measure in man hour machine hour means how much man hour is needed to complete a particular product completion. Okay, how much amount of the machine hour needed. So man hour machine hour is nothing but the work content. Okay, so if you say this particular job will be done in 5 hours in this particular machine, so that is the work content. Okay, the work content determination for each job is the prime requirement, means how much exactly time needed, how you can identify. So that is the one thing, and means you can say is the means the prime requirement for effective utilization of the man as a productive element. Okay, so you can say okay, 5 hour we will provide you as a standard time as a work content to do that particular job. So that is the standard thing, and on the basis of the entire organization planning will be done. Okay, they set the target and all thing on the basis of that. But the one more thing I will tell, first I complete the slide. It must be specified in terms of the related task to be performed and responsibility for the planning and the control of this task. Okay, so these are the three things. And again means what is the work content means the general time needed to complete a particular product. Okay, and it can be specified in terms of the related task to be performed and responsibility for planning and control the task. What is the thing we will discuss? Okay, just wait. So the next point, task related to work content. So work content of a job consists of the mental and the physical task. Okay, so I just told you how much time is needed, and again that particular work and that particular content is the physical or mental. Two type of the work content will be there. Okay, so mental tasks vary from simple activity of collecting or storing the data. Okay, to complex activity. Suppose you gather the data, you try to analyze, you apply the some creative thinking. So this type of the means work if you do in any organization for a particular product, then that is the mental task for that particular product. Okay, and some people do the physical task, like physical task involve the means muscular power. Okay, means how much amount of the work actually you did physical work, that will become into the physical task. Mentally means you collect the data, analyze the data, try to means search the new idea, try to means apply the creative thinking to solve a particular problem. Both are the different thing, but both are considered in the work content. Okay, so constitute of the work content, basic work of content and excess work of content. Okay, so when I talk about the work content, it is nothing but when anyone say what is the total work content of a particular product, there one is the basic work content and one is the access time. Okay, so what is the basic work content? Basic work content means how much amount of the time taken in that particular machine, that is the basic work content. But access time, like installation time, worker efficiency is not up to the mark, suppose tool is not available as per the required quality. Okay, the power is not available on time, the means some another means related thing, that also means that particular part is come into the access time. And that if we add with the basic work content, then you can say that is the total work content for that particular product, means how much total amount of the time taken by that particular product is nothing but the basic work content plus access time. So now means again keep in mind means the how much time machine will take, that is the work content. Okay, that is the basic work content, but there always some task, some means extra thing will be there related to each job. Okay, so that you need to calculate as a access time, Okay, so suppose there is the 1 hour lecture content is there, and their access time will be like managing the this means making this meeting as well as the managing the student are joining late, so these are the inefficiency. Okay, so like that in every industry there is the means put the job into the machine, as well as the setting up time, as well as other extra time will be involved. Okay, as well as the machine efficiency, as well as the tool efficiency, as well as the worker efficiency, other resources efficiency, that also will be included and that consider as access time. So if you combine both the thing, that is the total work content. And always keep in mind, as an industrial engineer you need to reduce the access time, because basic work content is the theoretical time, that is the minimum time to required to complete a particular project and particular job. But it is impossible, always some excessive activity and the some non value added type of the activity will be there always. So try to minimize those things, that is nothing but the access time. Okay, so now basic work content means the basic work content is the irreducible minimum time. As I told you, what is the basic work content? It is irreducible. You identify by use of the some theory, by use of the some optimal tool to identify the job, do the job on that particular product. Okay, so how much time will be take? So that is the basic. Okay, you identify by use of the some theory and all thing. So basic work content is irreducible, you cannot reduce that particular thing, that is the minimum time required. Okay, and that you misidentify by use of the some theoretical process. The next basic work content will be result of the following conditions. Okay, the design and the specification are perfect. How you can identify the basic work content and how you can reduce the excessive work content? First, your design, the design and the specification should be perfect, then you can say yes, it is means my work is equivalent to the basic work content. Okay, the next process of manufacture is exactly follow. Okay, the design as well as we follow a particular manufacturing process is the optimal thing, is the means best process to do that particular job. That two question if you select it properly, and then you can say I able to reduce the excess time related to each product work content. Okay, the next, no loss of working time due to the any other reason. There means many reason, due to the many reasons, sometimes the policy is not right, the management planning is not right, so that's why means you can say the losses of the working time due to the other reasons. Many reasons will be there that we will discuss. Thus the basic work content represent an ideal condition which is not possible to achieve. So I told you means the best design, best manufacturing process, everything is the best, that is not possible, right? And as well as everything will be go on time, that is not possible. Sometimes your worker is not efficient, sometimes the tool wear tear is occur, sometimes accident will be occur, sometimes many means other thing will be there. When you actually work in any organization, you will realize, okay, we are unable to complete all the thing on the basis of the basic work content. So the basic work content represent an ideal condition which is not possible to achieve. Okay, it is maybe achieved means somehow you can reduce the access time by use of the some new technology, by use of the some advanced manufacturing process and all. But I cannot say like that we completely reduce the excessive time. Okay, and we can complete all the thing as per the basic work content. No, it is not possible. Okay, so that is all the thing about the basic work content. Is there any doubt regarding to that, class? Okay, so the next point is the excess work content. The excess work content means the actual time required to complete an operation job is more than the basic time in the practical situation. That we know that we unable to complete all the thing as per the basic work content. Okay, that is the theoretical thing. Okay, so we are unable to complete the actual time required. But how much actual time required to complete a operation? Okay, that is always more than the basic time. Please keep in mind. Okay, in the practical situation. So this additional portion of the work content is called as a excessive work content. Simple. How much additional time you taken compared to the basic work content is that particular time is the excess time. So excess time is nothing but the time due to the defect in the design or specification of the product. That is the one thing. why access time is occur due to the defect in the design and due to the inefficient method. So I just told you how you can achieve the basic work content time by use of the proper design, by use of proper product design, and by use of the proper method, right? But if your design is defective, if your method is not correct, in that case definitely excessive time is more, and that is nothing but the excessive time. Okay, that is a means subjective thing, but you need to understand how actually we can calculate all these things. So now the next point, just wait. Okay, the reason of excessive work content. What are the reason behind that? Why excess work content is there? Why we are unable to complete all the thing according to the basic work content? The thing is, first, the defect in the design of the product. We are not selected a design in optimal manner. That is the one thing. Inefficient method of manufacture. Okay, maybe we use the inefficient method. Okay, means maybe suppose there is the die manufacturing process and you are trying to do that particular thing in the lathe machine. That is not possible. Okay, in another traditional machine, that you need to do in the CNC machine. Okay, so if you select the, if you not means you need to utilize all your engineering concept and you need to select a proper method, then you can reduce the excessive work content. Okay, so the reason number second is the inefficient method of the manufacturing. The many reason like that. Another reason like you can say the shortcoming of the management. Sometimes management planning is not proper, so that's why their excess work content. Sometimes workman attributes. Okay, so the workman attributes means you can say the manpower utilized, that is not efficient. Okay, and the management is not proper related to worker. Okay, you are unable to manage properly. So that are the some X means you can say the reason for the excessive work content. Okay, so the basic reason you know that first is the defect in the design. The second one, inefficient or method selection is not proper. The third one is the shortcoming of management, and fourth one is the workman attributes. Means you are not able to handle all the workman power. That is also the one concept. One thing which is actually means the reason of the excessive work content. Okay. So how is manufacturing time made up? Okay. So basic work content of the product or operation, that is the basic work content. You cannot reduce that particular time, right? So that is first I written here. If I quickly take pen, okay. So what is the basic work content? Basic work content means the minimum time required or the theoretical time which we calculated. That is the basic work content, and that is the minimum time. Okay, you cannot reduce your product manufacturing time beyond the basic work element or basic work content, because that is the minimum time actually to produce anything or any job. The next one is the work content added by the defect. Okay, so suppose your design is defective, so due to that, if any time will be added, so that you need to add. Okay, you need to consider for the total work content plus work content added by the inefficient method. Your method is not proper, due to that how much time is means more take to do that particular work, and you can say the manufacture a product. Ineffective time due to the shortcoming of management, and ineffective time within the control of the worker. Okay, so if you add all these things, then you can say this is nothing but the total work content of that particular job. And every engineer want to reduce that total work content. How to reduce? You cannot reduce the basic work content, you need to reduce the excess work content. What is the excess work content? It is the means the time occur due to the defective design, due to the inefficient method, due to the shortcoming of management, due to the unable to control the worker. This is the thing. Okay, so now the next point, what is the reason related to product and operation? Means what is the reason related to, means access time is occur. Okay, but what is the exact reason which lead and which increase the access time? Okay, and the reason means I am identify here product and operation related. The first one everyone is know that the bad design of the product, The next one is the lack of standardization. What is the standardization? You need to consider one standard thing. Even you do the design, okay, I think you go through that in your design subject, right? You select a standard only, okay, end of your design you select some standard. Why? Because that easily available in the market. Okay, so lack of standardization, a product, your product is not as per the standard which is available in the market, then you need to give a customized order, and which will increase the cost, and which means their supply related issue you will be found. Okay, so lack of standardization also one reason which increase the total work content. Incorrect quality standard, okay, the design demand removal of excess material, wrong machine use, process not operated correctly, and the wrong tool is used sometime, and the bad layout, okay, the layout which is in your plant available, that is the bad layout. If suppose then there is the movement of that particular, means you can say the raw material, the movement of the worker, all are depend on that layout. Okay, and if layout is not proper, then that is also increase the total work content time. That is also increase the total work content. Okay, so these are the reason related to product and operation which actually increase the total work content time. And the next is the ineffective time due to the shortcoming of management and worker, just I told you. So I try to explain more about that here by this particular slide. So excessive product variety. Suppose you have excessive product variety, that is also one reason. Lack of standardization, just I told you. The means design changes, unnecessary design changes, bad planning, the lack of raw material, the plant breakdown, plant in bad condition. Okay, some accidents if occur because of the bad planning and because of not taking the safety precautions. Absence, sometimes it is related to worker, they are absent. And many times lateness, and many times the machine in idle condition, the carelessness, and these are the thing. Okay, just I discussed. So these are the actually increase the total work content time. The technique to reduce the work content. What are the technique we can use to reduce the total work content? Okay, so here the first point, technique to reduce the work content due to the product. Okay, so how we can reduce the total work content related means total work content. Okay, so there is some technique. Okay, so technique to reduce the content due to the process and method, technique to reduce ineffective time due to the management, and technique to reduce the ineffective time within the control of worker. And all these techniques are subjective. Okay, there is no universal rule, but I just try to show with this slide how you can do. The technique to reduce the excess due to the product means product development and the value analysis, as I discussed in the chapter 2. So in every product development you need to do the proper value engineering, and you need to identify lot of alternative, which alternative method is the best, which alternative material is the best, and on the basis of that you can reduce the you can say like that, reduce the excessive time. Okay, and you can reduce the total work content. The next one is the specialization and the standardization. You need to specialize, means you need to allocate some specialized type of the worker to do that particular product. Okay, and you need to provide some training continuously, so the worker get the specialization in that particular field, and they can apply that particular concept to reduce the excessive time, or you can say the reduce the total work content time. The standardization is needed, as I told you, and the market, consumer, and the product research, that is also the one point. And the another thing, technique to reduce the work content due to the process and method. Okay, so the process planning ensure selection of the correct machine. Process planning, actually the spelling is wrong is here, and ensure the correct operation process. So process planning and the method study ensure the correct selection of the tool. So these are the means something which is means actually needed related to work content. We will discuss more thing, but in your syllabus only available, that is the one point work content. But I try to explain with the more detail, so you can understand what is the basic work content, which is the theoretical minimum time needed to complete that particular job, plus what is the second thing. The second thing is related to related to excess work. Excess work means the excess time is required, and why the excess time? Because of the bad design and because of the bad selection of the process to manufacture that particular job. So I think that is more than enough for today. And actually, okay, the remaining part, how we can apply the work study, that already we discussed. Now work study has a two part. One is related to method study, one is related to time study. So we will start the method study in offline session tomorrow. Okay.